paper, but just watching the two teams, is the Wildcats have got the height advantage on this team.
Exactly. Tallest players for St. Francis are only 6'6" and below. IWU has 4 players over that 6'6" mark. So that's something to watch out for. Patrick Hopkins obviously coming into this game, averaging over 15 points a game, 8 rebounds as well.
So Scott Cohn won the tip for the Cougars, going up against Patrick Hopkins. Both men timed their jump a little too early, and now number 13, Seth Small, running the offense for the Cougars. This is Ethan Hussey, scored 24 Saturday in their win against Bethel. Inside, kicking it out to Hussey. Long three-pointer, no good, rebounded by Cohn. Here's Q Owens, who is their leading scorer. So they're got a fresh 35, and they're just kind of setting things up. These teams know each other very well, having had some very interesting, tough competitions over the year.
Wildcat foul on George Jones, the fourth.
That foul right off the bat here called on number 34, George Jones, the fourth. That'll be his first and the team first. Seth Small, the smallest man on the court at 5'8". Over the last couple of years, the Wildcats have managed to beat St. Francis during the regular season as far as the conference championship, but then St. Francis has gone on in the NAIA championships to do very, very well. Patrick Hopkins inside. The shot is blocked by number 21, Scott Cohn.
Of course, IWU won up at St. Francis 75-68 just a couple weeks ago, so these Cougars looking for a little bit of revenge here.
Nice inbounds pass to Aaron Martin for the layup. Chase, you and I were talking before the game. Aaron Martin only scored 2 points in that game against St. Francis. He really has got the potential to be a much higher scorer than what he's been doing this season.
Heck of a player, obviously a great spot-up shooter, but he's just got to be a little more consistent. A junior, he had some experience under his belt, but really looking to step up hopefully in the next couple weeks going into the postseason.
Q Owens driving, badly missing that layup, rebounded by Hopkins. Passes up to George Jones. Widener on the side.
Nice.
And he gets the three.
So tough when he can set his feet, square the shoulders. First three for Jordan Widener. He averages 13, almost 14 on the year.
Ball is tossed just over the head of Cohn. Ball goes out of bounds, so it's a turnover, benefiting the Wildcats. Chase, now we see Aaron Martin inbounding the ball. One of the things I noticed in Saturday's game, and again here in this first basket for Martin, he seems to be doing more inside work, which is getting him points, and not relying so much on the three-pointer. In fact, nobody on the Wildcats shot a three-pointer in Saturday's game at all, or made one, I should say. They shot him, not a single three-pointer made. Hopkins driving in, blocked again by Cohn. And Patrick gets right back up and puts it in.
Quick 7-0 start. That's what IWU needed coming out of the gates. It's going to be hard for St. Francis to battle if they get too much down here on the road.
Hopkins scored 23 points when these two teams met just a couple weeks ago. So early on, the Wildcats look to be trying to, as is typical, get the ball on the inside to Hopkins. Cohn now on the outside, 13 seconds on the shot clock. He tries to get it in. He does to Hussey. But he can't hold on to it. It's tipped out of bounds by the Wildcats. 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Cougars.
I think IWU is really satisfied to get this half-court set for the Cougars. Obviously, like we said, more dominant down in the post, and forcing turnovers just like this will be to their advantage.
The ball is tossed into, and unfortunately, Troyer did not need to do that. Hussey now on the drive, lays it up. He misses it. Rebounded by number 40, Kevin Dawson, and they get their first basket on the evening.
IWU has struggled with some of those sloppy turnovers at points this season. Just seem uncharacteristic at times to go completely out of their game, but doesn't cost them too much, just the first 2 points for the Cougars there, but really got to wear them down low with Patrick Hopkins all night, I believe, here, Mark.
So number 21, Scott Cohn, charged with that foul. Well, there was no question there was a foul. The arm's getting tagged up. I think Hopkins did a little acting there to draw attention to it, but it worked. And now both teams have one team foul apiece. David Peters has checked in now for the Wildcats, replacing George Jones. And we have another foul, number 13, Seth Small. He committed the foul. That's his first, team second. Still 35 seconds on the shot clock. David Peters gets it into Widener, who drives around. A little clogged up here, and we're going to get a travel. So a couple really sloppy plays on the part of the Wildcats coming down here. Jumped out to a fast 7-0 lead, and now have turned the ball over in their last 2 possessions. So Small brings the ball up with Troyer guarding him. Parker Stauffer getting ready to check in for the Wildcats.
David Peters matched up with Q Owens, their leading scorer.
Q Owens with a 3-pointer, no good. Hopkins with the rebound. He gets it to Martin, who presses up. He's coming down the lane, and he lays it up and in.
That's the Aaron Martin we like to see there, going coast to coast. He's 6'5", but he can put it on the floor. Obviously, he can shoot the 3. He's got an all-around game if he's clicking.
Very nice to see. Two quick baskets for him, all on the inside rather than the outside shot. Seth Small going to the basket, and he got fouled. That foul was committed by number 23, Derek Troyer. That is his first, team second.
Boy, Seth Small certainly fits his name well. Just a freshman, 5'8", from Arcadia, Indiana. But boy, he's scrappy. Obviously, you're starting in the MCC as a freshman, and you're 5'8", 5'9", generously maybe, but certainly a player very quick off the dribble.
And Small shoots a beautiful-looking free throw. He makes it. When these two teams met a couple of weeks ago, the Wildcats shot, 50 or 73% from the free throw line, in contrast to the Cougars, who shot 90%. The difference, of course, the Wildcats got to the line twice as many times as did the Cougars in that game. So we have Peters and Troyer in there running things, and Troyer with a nice jump shot. 11-4 the score. Just about 4.5 minutes into this game. Owens trying to drive in. He kicks it out to Hussey. He misses, rebounds, and gets the shot.
Second chance opportunities. That's already 4 quick ones for St. Francis on the second opportunity.
Widener with a pull-up jumper. Very, very nice. If the Wildcats can keep this up, obviously, we have not seen this. What we have seen is they play a really good, intense 10 minutes, and then things begin to slow down. Right. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that as we are just about ready to go to our first timeout of the game. That foul is called on number 24, Parker Stauffer, his first, team 7-point difference throughout these first 5 minutes of the game. We don't have the shooting percentage in front of us, but the Wildcats have been shooting very, very well early in this game. Another thing we want to keep our eye on as Q Owens goes up and scores is that the Wildcats have done a great job through this winning streak of really playing good defense and shutting down the opposing team's lead scorer.
Have a couple of defensive specialists in the game right now with David Peters and Taylor Schoen, really great on this end of the floor.
DJ Bettinger now in, George Jones the fourth back in, Taylor Schoen, David Peters all in. George dribbling around, he lofts it up, gets his own rebound, lays it up, still miss it. Parker Stauffer with the tip in. Ball is thrown up. Hussey retrieves it, prevents it from going out of bounds. Number 15 now, LaRon Bryant in. Q Owens driving to the basket. Nice move to the basket, good body control, and he converts. We're beginning to see why he is the leading scorer for this team.
Nearly 20 points a game for Mr. Q.
George Jones tossing it out to Bettinger, guarded closely by number 15, Bryant. David Peters tossing it over to Jones, 15 on the shot clock. George pulls up, and a nice shot.
George gets in that rhythm. He is tough. His first 2 points, but good confidence builder there early on for Jones.
Owens now driving in on David Peters, almost loses the ball. Bryant has it, guarded closely by Bettinger. He kicks it over to Hussey. George Jones on him, guarding him closely. Coming back over the left side, Owens on Peters, wants to drive, has nothing open. 7 seconds now on the shot clock. Owens pretty much has had the ball most of this time, and he shoots a 3.
Sweet looking jumper there from the senior.
George Jones back out to Schoen. David Peters driving around. He gets it into Parker Stauffer. Oh, gets it. And that's going to be a turnover. One of the things we saw in the game on Saturday is the Wildcats had numerous under-the-basket layup attempts, and just like that shot from Stauffer, missed. So something to keep our eye on, that doesn't continue to occur in this game, because that's how we allowed that game to be so close on Saturday.
A lot of times with the IWU's big man, it's positioning underneath, and if they can't get it off glass, they can't get a good spot underneath the paint, it becomes difficult to finish.
Bloom with the shot, rebounded by Jones, who has the ball stripped. Bryant now pressing it up. It's a 1-on-3. He slows it up now. Tosses it back to Owens, so for Owens to set up the offense now.
Hey, cross, Q, cross.
Bryant, rest of the Cougars slowing the pacing down. This is Bloom. And we're going to get a whistle. And there's going to be a foul called.
St. Francis foul on Brad Sneary.
Number 44, Brad Sneary. That is his first foul, third team foul. So Taylor Schoen going out, Aaron Martin back in. Martin will be inbounding the ball to Troyer.
Some more offensive weapons out there now for IWU with Hopkins and Jordan Widener and Aaron Martin.
Widener so far in this game, scoreless. Oh no, actually he's got 5 points. Aaron Martin was charged with the foul on that play, so just as the Wildcats benefit from a turnover, the Wildcats commit a turnover, and it'll be the Cougars' ball. Here, I just looked up at the scoreboard and saw that Jordan Widener has 5 points, and those have been 5 very quiet points.
He had that nice three from the corner and then a little dribble drive in the lane. So he always gets his points, it seems like every game he averages nearly 15.
Almost a walk, however, the ball gets in there, no call, and the Wildcats come back with the ball. Not a lot of good shots of late. Aaron Martin driving, just leaves it there, not quite enough on that. Bryant, he doesn't put enough on it, and Troyer rebounds. He flings it out there, fortunately to Jones, to Patrick Hopkins for a layup.
Man, Hail Mary pass after and followed up by another one. Luckily, Patrick Hopkins, pretty agile big man, hauls it in and puts it in for 2 off glass.
That had all the earmarkings of it not going well, but Patrick Hopkins, got to give it up to him for his athleticism, because he was just able to just get that. In the spirit of the Super Bowl, we can call him our Gronk. And number 15, LeBron Bryant called for double dribble. So lots of turnovers here as we are coming to the 11-minute mark in this first half. Lots of substitution by both teams. Cougars appear to be trying to slow the pace down a little bit on their offensive side, but the Wildcats continue to just push, as we have seen all season. They're not afraid at all of running a fast-paced offense. And they just charged Patrick Hopkins with a foul.
Illegal screen they called him for.
That is his first foul, the team 5th. 2 more to give before we go into the bonus situation. But Chase, this is about the time of the half where we see the Wildcats start to do these things and shoot themselves in the foot, and we just allow the other team to hang around. And Aaron Martin firmly planting his feet. And number 30, Kevin Bloom, charged with the charge. Now that is their 4th team foul. That is Bloom's first.
Easy call there when you extend that arm as an offensive player, and positioning there for Martin. Great play there.
Widener into Hopkins. He's one-on-one at this point. George Jones driving in, lays it up, no good, too hard. And now here comes Owens. He drives in, gets the step on George Jones, the 4th. That is his 9th point, so we have got to start to work on shutting him down defensively. He is keeping the Cougars in the game. Nice feed to Patrick, and he gets the basket. He now has 6 points on the evening.
Patrick's another one of those players that gets a nice pile of points at the end of the day. It just does the little things correctly. Doesn't do anything, not out of position a whole lot. A lot of layups, a lot of garbage points, if you want to call them. But he certainly gets the job done, and one of the best players in the MCC at it.
Hussey now trying to get the ball inside to Cone. Bad pass. Troyer comes up with it. Hopkins. Very nice. Wide open in the lane, and he gets the basket.
Those second chance opportunities get up, and that's really helped them early.
Yeah, that number is staggering.
Yeah.
65 to 23. Little double team on Owens as they want to try to shut him down a little bit. Keep an eye on whether or not that's the Wildcats' strategy here for a little bit. Hussey with the pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Cone. He shoots over Hopkins. It bounces around, but it drops. Troyer now bringing things up for the Wildcats, as the 5 starters for the Wildcats are all in the game at this time. Over to Widener. He drives, has some space. He takes a shot. Patrick Hopkins just overshot it. Wildcats rebound, and they're setting things back up. 25 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Jordan Widener getting a good step. He is double teamed, and Bloom looks like he is going to be charged with the foul, which I think was a good call. That is his 2nd, team 5th. George Jones goes out. David Peters comes in. Interesting substitution. Peters for Jones. Peters looking for Widener, finds him, and Widener gets the bucket.
Boy, he's so good at hanging in the air and making the most of those drives to the basket. You saw in that last possession that he saw the mismatch there on the inbounds play. Decent mismatch as well, and he takes advantage.
Owens now guarded by Peters. Coach Tonigal may be bringing Peters in specifically to guard Owens for a little bit. Owens was getting the jump on Jones. And a steal by Aaron Martin. He's going to have, what?
Wow. That's the thing you always worry about, lost position of where the hoop was.
It looked like he was just trying to lay it in rather than do a classic layup.
Yep, he's too worried about the defender.
He would have been better served to put it off the glass. But I think you're right, Chase. I think he was. I think he was worried about what was coming from behind him. Timeout has been to Wildcats, currently ranked 15th in the national NAIA polls, hosting St. Francis. And these two teams always battle it out and have good contests, and tonight promises to be no different. Wildcats now on offense. Aaron Martin thinking about shooting. He puts the ball down, dribbles, tries to redeem himself on that last layup. Still doesn't make it go. Q Owens comes up with it, and now come the Cougars. He kicks it out to Small. Small for a three-pointer, and it's good.
Great job of Owens drawing the defenders and kicking out to the open Small. Drills a 25-footer.
So Jordan Widener now. Troyer driving the lane. It's open. He puts it up and in. Nice move where he just tucks that ball under like he's carrying a football and holds on to it, keeps it out of harm's way, and then lays that up and in. Q Owens, long three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by the smallest guy on the court. Small tosses it to Hussey, who gets some good height in the process, gets fouled by number 23, Derek Troyer. Or actually, rather, Parker Stauffer, number 24. That is his second, team sixth. Both teams have 6 fouls. Hussey will go to the line shooting 2 since he was in the act of shooting. He makes his first. Patrick Hopkins and Taylor Schoen now in for Martin and Stauffer, respectively. And Hussey has one more 6-point game at this point and make it 5.
Talking to Chad Lacrosse, the head coach for St. Francis before the game, he said Ethan Hussey's really the difference maker for this team. If he's on, if he's doing the little things correctly, this team has a pretty good chance of winning.
Troyer tries to get it into Hopkins, not the best pass, and it's tipped away, and so the Cougars now with another turnover. Q Owens driving, Hopkins putting a nice block in the way and preventing him from driving to the basket. Number 34, new into the game, TK Fashua. He misses. The ball is passed to Widener. Not the best pass. Widener retains control, but then loses it again. So exchanging, going back and forth. Small with another three-pointer and another basket.
Small, like a little fullback out there in football on one end, takes it away from Jordan Winder, a strong player on the other end. Shoots a nice three ball in there, his second.
You're beginning to see, Chase, why the freshman is starting for the Cougars.
9 points for him.
Foul now is going to be called on number 34, TK Fashua. I guess it's Fashawa, right? So that is the 7th team foul for the Cougars. Patrick Hopkins will be going to the line, shooting a one-on-one. Patrick missing the shot, rebound by Owens. Free throw shooting for the Wildcats has improved of late. Wow, Owens, nice drive to the basket. But the Wildcats still seem to be missing a lot of their free throws early, and fortunately in the last couple of games, they've made them down the stretch. Widener with a nice jump shot, no good. Patrick Hopkins rebounded, but the ball is knocked away by Small. He gets it up to Hussey. Into number 40, Kevin Dawson. He scores, and with that,
that negates a full possession for the Wildcats, and that when you miss that first end, it really hurts them. But down here in the stretch, they're going to be in the double bonus for most of the rest of this half.
DJ Bettinger and Taylor Schoen in, and George Jones back in. He jumps up, gets good height. Ball goes in and out. Hussey driving in, cut off by Widener. Small, who we have been impressed with.
Yep.
And I think DJ Bettinger is going to get charged with the foul there. A little bit of pushing off.
Too much body there from DJ, but man, Small is quick off the dribble, and he can convert on both ends.
You know, you don't want to see anybody out-rebound you, but especially a 5'8" guy getting position and getting the rebound. Really, you don't want to see that happen. He shoots the first free throw, and he makes it.
I don't think anyone's feeling too sorry for him out there, on the other hand. Not when you're putting up 9-10 points here in the first half.
Yeah, he's got 9 points already in the first half. 6 on three-pointers, and then he's just drilled 2 free throws. I believe the Cougars are 100% at the free throw line here in this first half. And they now have a 4-point lead in this game. Widener motioning to Bettinger to get outside. He finally does. Wildcats a little sluggish on the offensive end. They get the ball into Patrick Hopkins. He's looking for some help. He puts it up, misses it, tapped up by Schoen. And all of a sudden we are seeing the Wildcats going cold, just not getting baskets to drop.
Trying to do a little too much on their own. I think Patrick Hopkins gets it in there. Look for a backdoor cut or a kick out.
Patrick Hopkins now with the ball. He puts it on the floor, kicks it back out to Bettinger, who thought about shooting, but Small immediately comes on him. Plenty of time, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. George Jones kicking out to Hopkins, who shoots from the outside. He leaves it short. Rebound by number 40, Dawson.
Got to shoot that if you're Patrick, a 15-footer wide open, but just got to convert.
Good defense on the part of the Cougars, keeping the Wildcats on the outside. George Jones now back on Owens. He gets a move on him and he drives, leaves it short, rebound by Schoen. However, he can't maintain control and the ball goes out on him. And the Cougars retain possession. Will get a fresh 35-second shot clock. Schoen and Bettinger taking a seat now. One of the things, Chase, we really want to keep an eye on is Owens seems to have Jones's number on the offensive side. Gets that step on him.
Nice job, Q.
Owens now taking a rest.
Don't think you'll see him on the bench for too long, though.
No. Dawson now on the outside. He hands off to Hussey. Over to Small, who's giving some directions and getting the offense set up. He kicks it over to Hussey on a bounce pass. He pulls up over George Jones and banks it off of the glass from the side and scores. And we're going to get a foul here, it looks like. And they called that one on number 21, Scott Cohn. That is his second. So Aaron Martin bringing the ball in for the Wildcats. 3:26 remaining in the first half. Wildcats down by 6. Patrick Hopkins puts it on the floor, backs in. Cohn, who has done a good job on him all night long. That is his third block shot. We call it a jump ball. Possession arrow is in favor of the Wildcats, so they retain possession. Jones gets it into Hopkins. Wildcats looking very, very slow on offense in just a little bit. And Patrick Hopkins backs in and turns around and gets the jumper.
Obviously a size advantage there. If not height, Patrick is the wider player, and he can certainly bang down underneath, and took advantage there.
4 points now is the difference with 2:52 remaining. Hussey stands up, long two-pointer, it's good. Hussey averaging 10.71 a game. As we mentioned in the opening, there are 4 players averaging in double figures. And Aaron Martin with the nice three-pointer.
They needed him to show up, and he has in a big way. 7 points for the junior. Sweet tray ball there.
Aaron Martin only scoring 2 the last time these two teams played. So Small bringing it up, getting the offense set. Q Owens out. Hussey and Small running things. Bloom off to the side. He gets it into Cohn, who does a nice step, and he gets the basket.
Cohn, just a sophomore, 6'6" from Fort Wayne, but boy, can he play. Hangs in the air, acrobatic shot.
Wildcats now consistently going into Patrick Hopkins. Nice shot. Good spin on the ball. It drops, and it will count. And that foul is called on number 21, Scott Cohn. That is his second. We're into the bonus now, though that won't really have any effect on the Wildcats on this basket, but Patrick goes to the line and has an opportunity to convert and make this a 3-point play.
Although St. Francis has this 3-point lead, you can kind of see them discouraged on the defensive end. Just don't have an answer for Patrick Hopkins right now. He has 13 of IWU's 35.
So Coach Tonigal giving him a break. Parker Stauffer comes in. Patrick sits on the bench. He now has, that was a 3-point play. And the game is back to a 2-point difference. The Cougars up by 2. Q Owens back in. He tosses it to Small. They're setting things up with 1:43 remaining in this half. Owens with a 3-point shot, uncontested, and he drains it.
Boy, when he gets his feet set, he is tough. 14 now for the senior leader, really putting him on his back here.
Coach Tonigal not happy with the lack of defense on that possession. Peters now also into this game. Back to Troyer. Troyer pulls up, but he gives it to Stauffer, who tried to stuff it. Aaron Martin with the rebound, and the basket will count.
See how IWU size is gradually wearing this Cougar team down. Kind of a aggressive slam there by Parker, just didn't have the position. Luckily Aaron Martin was there, convert this 3-point play from the line, although we've seen Aaron struggle a little bit. Obviously a great shooter, but sometimes that free throw can be the nemesis. Nice stroke there, though.
So 2 3-point plays in a row for the Wildcats, and the lead is still 2 for the Cougars. That foul, by the way, was called on TK Fashua, his second. Cougars now just one away from the double bonus. A minute now left in this first half. 2 points is the difference. Owens now, David Peters guarding him. He drives, gets a step, but the lane is blocked. And what a nice block by Stauffer on Fashua. Troyer comes up now. This is where we've seen too many sloppy plays. Nice pass. Oh, nice layup.
That's what they need. Backdoor cut by Troyer and a sweet pass. Give the credit that time to Parker Stauffer. Nice pass, but a sweet finish as well.
30 seconds now. There's about a 4-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. All tied 40 apiece. So if the Wildcats play this right, we may get one more shot on the basket. Owens guarded closely by Peters. He goes around a pick. Small, open lane. He shoots, misses. And I'm afraid the Wildcats fouled Dawson on that rebound attempt. Let's see, it's going to be called on number 24, Parker Stauffer. And not good for Parker. He's already got 3 fouls on the night.
Oh, wow. He's going to have to sit out a good majority of this second half, which ensues.
Dawson now coming to the line. Dawson, the third leading scorer on this team, averaging 11.35 points a game. Last time these two teams met, Dawson scored 10. So far on the night, he's got 4.
Still a 1-and-1 opportunity.
And Dawson makes the first. We'll have to check the halftime stats, Chase, but I don't think the Cougars have missed a single free throw. You can see that on that replay, Stauffer just got over the back. Dawson makes both free throws, and now it is a 2-point game. Once again, with 9 seconds remaining in this half, plenty of time for the Wildcats to run some offense, tie this game up. Aaron Martin for 3, he leaves it short. George Jones, rebound, puts it up.
Consistently, just IWU careless turnovers here and there, you know, on an inbounds pass or just when someone's not looking. Minimize those. We'll have a nice chance of winning here in the second half as we get underway.
Seth Small, number 13, the second leading scorer in this game for the Cougars with 10 points. He has impressed us so far in this game, not only with his shooting ability, but his overall hustle and the rebounds that he got. So the Cougars into Cone. He turns around. Nice basket for him. And just like that, 2 points, and they're up by 4. This is the Wildcats' first possession of the second half. Towards the end of that first half, Wildcats getting a little tired on offense. The tempo isn't extremely high. We've seen them pass the ball much quicker. Consequently, they're keeping the ball outside, not getting a lot of penetration. Aaron Martin for 3. He leaves it short. Patrick Hopkins, nice rebound. He puts it on the floor, shoots it up and in.
Thought about kicking it back out to Troyer, but he saw the open lane. He said, why not? Off glass for 2, now 15 for Hopkins.
Small tossing it inside to Cone. Patrick Hopkins on him. He keeps him out, but boy, oh boy, Cone starts his second half 2 for 2.
Tough to stop that turnaround jumper with the right hand. You can't really stop it.
And I'll tell you what, both of those shots, these first 2 possessions, just were very nice-looking shots. Wildcats now, once again, taking their time, being patient. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Troyer coming in, then kicking it back to George Jones. He drives in, he gets a shot blocked. Aaron Martin had a handle on it, but lost it. Hussey now coming down the court. He tosses it to Cone. Cone can't hold on to it, and it's a turnover. Wildcat ball. Both teams guilty in their fast break offense of just not having good passes and consequently not having good hands to hold on to those passes even when they are good. Oh, nice open pass to Troyer, and he gets the basket.
A little bit of size advantage there, if you want to call it, with Derek Troyer and Small. But again, good look. Widener always has his head up.
Dawson out of the top of the key. There is a whistle, and a foul will be called on number 30, Aaron Martin. That is his second, and it's the first team foul of this second half. Owens now getting ready to inbound the ball for the Cougars. He gets it to Small, guarded by Troyer. Hussey getting things set up on offense, and now Small comes out and runs the play.
Well, look at Cone and Hopkins battling underneath.
Cone does not at all have the weight advantage on Hopkins. And Owens with another beautiful three-point shot.
17 already, well on his way to his game average.
Aaron Martin getting a nice move on Hussey. Turnaround pull-up jumper, no good. He leaves it short. Hopkins gets the rebound. Wildcats continuing with their offensive prowess on the boards. Widener driving in, pulls up over Cone. And there, Owens took down Hopkins underneath the basket. Somehow the Wildcats maintain control with a fresh 35. George Jones, he gets a step on Cone, but then loses control. He shoots, and we have 3 shots and come up empty on that possession.
Just still trying to do too much individually. IWU there. George Jones tries to make a nice move, but need to pass it around more, get others involved.
Dawson coming in. Aaron Martin able to get the hand on the ball as he was falling down. It goes out of bounds on him. Coach Tonigal, 3.5 minutes in, already going to the bench, giving his players a rest. So Parker Stauffer with 3 fouls comes in, replacing Patrick Hopkins. For St. Francis, Fashawa comes in, replaces Cone. George Jones now out on the left-hand side against Cone. Cone gets a step on him. Too far under the basket, can't put it up, and now here come the Wildcats. Troyer now getting things set. He drives in about the free throw line, puts it up and in.
10 points for Troyer, double digits. He doesn't get that a lot, but he's been called upon and he's answered here tonight.
Wildcats down by 3, 49-46. 16 minutes remaining in this game. Dawson takes a jumper from the free throw line, rebounded by George Jones, the fourth. He drives, kicks it, tries to kick it out to Widener, but Q Owens does a nice job of just simply grabbing that ball.
That's the thing the coaches got to say. You never leave your feet for a pass.
And as we come back, Cougars now inbound the ball, hoping to make this a 5-point game. Seth Small guarded closely by Derek Troyer. Ball over to Owens.
Interesting matchup now. Jones on Owens.
Troyer doing an excellent job on Small. Dawson has come out. He now hands it back to Owens. 8 seconds. Owens, long three-pointer. And there is going to be a foul called on number 24, Parker Stauffer. That is his 4th. And that is the 3rd team foul. So Patrick Hopkins now in. I don't think we're going to see Stauffer for a while. So I'm a little surprised he came in this early in the second half with 3 fouls. Small driving. And he is fouled. That foul committed by number 12, Taylor Schoen. His 1st, team 4th.
He's got to go to the line, though, and perfect from there is Small. He has a nice little stroke there for a little guy.
You know, you also tend to think small guy going to have a hard time getting into the basket, but he's
he doesn't overcompensate either.
Not really bending his knees that much. Just a really, as you said, nice stroke. First free throw missed of the game. They were perfect, 8 for 8 in the first half. 4 points now. The difference, 50-46. Cougars. Jordan Widener trying to get around Hussey. Into Hopkins. He's immediately double teamed. And Troyer for 3. He makes it.
Huge shot from Troyer there. He followed his shot. Thought it might come up short, but it just fell through the net.
Troyer looking good here in the second half. Has 5 points just in the second half. Owens electing to shoot long three-pointers. And Jordan Widener going to get charged with the foul, trying to get the ball from Small. That is Widener's first. Should be the team fifth. It is. Wildcats have 2 more to give before the bonus. George Jones takes a seat. David Peters now in. Taylor Schoen out there as well. And the ball comes into Dawson out at the top of the key. Over to Hussey. Peters on him. A little bit of a mismatch height-wise. And we're going to get a 3-second violation against the Cougars. A turnover for them.
TK Fashaway just camping out under there. You don't often see that called, but the referee had his eye on it and called it. Nice call there, and he's got to take a seat now.
Both teams, well, there were 15 turnovers total in the first half. 8 for the Wildcats, 7 for the Cougars. Not necessarily what you want to see. Not an abnormally high, but at times the turnover is just because of plain old sloppy play.
Right, yeah.
Like that.
Stuck out, yep.
And Small, nice steal and all the way to the basket. 52-49.
He matches his number with 13 points. Really getting it done on the offensive end and scrappy little player on defense.
David Peters drives in. He stops, gives it to Widener, who comes in against a lot of traffic. And he's going to get fouled. Foul is charged number 21, Scott Cohn, which is his third. Only the first foul committed by the Cougars in this half. So Jordan Widener going to the line, shooting 2. And he makes his first. And here's a replay, or I thought there was going to be a replay. Instead, you get to see it live. And Widener shooting his second, and he makes both. Nice way to start the second half for Widener.
We always comment on his nice arc, don't we, Mark?
Yes, we do.
It's just a thing of beauty, like a little rainbow right in the hoop every time, Jordan Widener.
You know, we probably don't give enough credit for when a player has a nice arc.
Right.
Until you see somebody like Shaquille O'Neal and hit the bricks that he threw up.
That's a different story. If it comes to appreciate it. Because a lot of times, I mean, players normally might have flat shots than normal, but Widener's been in the gym. I know he comes in late at night. I've seen him and talked to him. He said he comes in 10, 11 o'clock and gets shooting in, but really nice touch on it.
Number 35, Spencer Comer in. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Small driving. He gets it up. No shot clock violation, but the ball is tipped around. Taylor Schoen comes up with it. Now we got a 2-on-1. Widener, no, it doesn't drop. David Peters gets, and I think, he's going to get fouled. There for a minute, I was afraid he might be charged with travel.
Boy, if Widener pulled that off, he took off from outside the paint. Hung in the air like he always does, but IWU still maintains possession.
Number 4, Ethan Hussey charged with the foul. That is only his first. It is the team's second. So David Peters trying to get the ball in. He gets it over to Widener, who takes the 3. Little long, and it doesn't drop. Bounced around on the rebound, and the Cougars come up with it. 1 point game now, 52-51 Cougars. Owens out to Comer. Small getting it to Dawson. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Into Cone.
Wow.
St. Francis not liking that call at all. It really looked to me, Widener was starting to fall back before he was even hit, and I think that's exactly what St. Francis is complaining about.
I think their fans might be complaining almost more than their coaches.
Here we get a replay of that, and you can see he does make contact.
I think it was just the initial. Hopkins is a physical player, and he's so wide down there and physical underneath the basket. It seems like maybe more of the foul, but like we said, the MCC is a tough league. I mean, they're got to let the boys play more often than not.
And so the Wildcats now with the ball on that turnover. have an opportunity to go ahead. Haven't been ahead since about the 5-minute mark in the end of the first half. Hopkins kicks it out to Peters. 13 seconds left in the shot clock. He drives, kicks it out to Schoen. Troyer now, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Better get something going here. He drives around, pulls up, shoots right-handed, no good, rebound, and the Cougars come the other way. And we've seen this over and over, that when the Wildcats start to get rushed, it doesn't turn out well. And just like that, Kevin Dawson with a nice drive to the basket. And now 3 points. Patrick Hopkins kind of hobbling around a little bit coming down the court. Have to keep an eye on him. He's nevertheless still moving. George Jones trying to get a step on things. To Schoen, who takes a shot. Nice baseline jumper for 2.
He likes that shot over there in the corner. First 2 points for him, but are much needed.
And Owens trying to get a jump on Peters. Peters doing a great job of defense on Owens. And Patrick Hopkins rejecting him, and now the ball's coming the other way with David Peters handing off to George Jones. To Hopkins, he puts it up and it drops.
Nice job by Jones finding the open Hopkins, and he kind of just shuffle passed that one in, and it goes. First lead for a while for the Wildcats. Wow. Oh, there it goes.
Seth Small driving right down.
Short
just
lead.
Like that, and they let the little guy in, and he scores and puts them back up by 1. But this time, Derek Troyer goes up. He misses. Schoen with the rebound, and he gets it, and a foul.
Taylor Schoen knows how to step up in big moments. 4 consecutive for him.
Follows charge number 40, Kevin Dawson. That is his first. Actually, that is his second, rather, and that is the team 4th. So we see the replay here. Troyer goes up, has a nice shot, and then we're going to see the ball bouncing around for a little bit. And number 40, Dawson gets charged with the foul on that rebound.
Another offensive rebound from Aaron Martin. Keeping IWU in the game. You got to give him hats off for that.
Kevin Bloom, you kind of missed that play while we were watching the replay, but Kevin Bloom was the one. Now we're in a tie for first place.
And of course, St. Francis and Grace meet up on Saturday, so it really could be a shift in these standings.
DJ Bettinger now in. Aaron Martin thinking about shooting. Instead, he puts it down, hands off to Taylor Schoen, who gets under, and a nice basket.
Taylor Schoen 6 straight now.
So Owens now trying to drive, and unfortunately they're going to call a foul on number 10, David Peters. That is his first 15th foul in this half for the Wildcats. So number 30, Kevin Bloom, getting ready to bring the ball in. David Peters takes the seat, and you can see Marion right now with a 10-point advantage with plenty of time in the second half over Grace. That's good news.
Yeah, very good news.
Hussey now getting inside. Nice turnaround jumper, left short. Rebound by DJ Bettinger, and here come the Wildcats trying to increase that lead to 5. Jones puts it on the floor, and unfortunately he loses a handle. Small with another layup opportunity, and Jordan Widener with a great block, and then Aaron Martin with the turnover.
He's small, didn't really have much of a chance. Oh, George Jones down the other end.
George Jones looks like he hurt his ankle or leg on that last play. Here's a replay, and we can see Jordan Weiner doing a great job. We'll try to get word on exactly what the injury is. So George is being helped very, very carefully to the bench. So it looks a lot more, looks a little bit more serious than a hamstring.
Yeah, maybe it was than we initially thought.
So the refs have gotten things all back together, and Q Owens will be inbounding the ball now for the Cougars with 9:51 remaining in the game. Hussey guarded by Aaron Martin. Martin doing a great job on Hussey tonight. Hussey, one of the leading scorers for this team, and he's been held to only 8 points on the evening, below his average. And nice steal by Taylor Schoen, and he will have a free shot to the basket. 61-56, 5-point advantage for the Wildcats. Very, very nice turnover. So we're seeing some good energy by the Wildcats, and with that, Kevin Bloom shooting a three-pointer.
I hope you weren't going to say separation there for a second, because I thought we were. And just like that, a three-pointer back to a 2-point game.
Chase, you and I have watched too many Wildcat games this season to
true.
think that's going to happen, right?
I always like to keep it interesting. It makes it kind of fun for us, but boy, Coach Tonagles, I don't wonder how much hair he's lost this season with this group. Up and down, but hey, they're finally 4 straight. Hopefully can make it 5.
And there was a turnover on that play. Owens drives, misses it. Fashawa with the rebound, but now they are going to call a foul on number 34. Fashawa, that is his third. And St. Francis bench not happy with that call. So we've had kind of a turnover here in this game, and just the last minute, it is with a three-pointer thrown in there on the part of the Cougars. It's a 2-point game with the Wildcats up 61-59. Taylor Schoen getting ready to inbound the ball to Derek Troyer. So Troyer now bringing the ball up, 8:45 remaining in this game. Lots of time for a lot of things to happen. Jordan Widener driving around, he tosses over to Peters. Peters getting into Patrick Hopkins, who's just in off the bench. They're double teaming him, triple teaming him with Owens tapping the ball away.
They found out his secret underneath the basket. He didn't do anything too fancy down there. Just a lot of turnaround jumpers, up and unders, and they're going to double team him, looks like, for most of the rest of this game.
And they're going to keep doing that until we hit the open man, because if you're 3 guys on him, there's at least 2 guys open.
Exactly.
Patrick Hopkins puts it up with 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. No good, and here come the Cougars. Hussey guarded closely by Widener. He drives in. They get the ball to Dawson. He misses. Actually, not Dawson, but number 44, Brad Sneary. And the Wildcats get the ball back.
Awfully close to almost a goaltend there. But nice block going the other way, and IWU gets a nice call. Maybe a little generous, but we'll take it. 2-point game.
You can tell the intensity of this game is starting to ratchet up in terms of what both teams are doing on their bench. Owens with the steal, and now the game is tied.
A lot of our turnovers have turned into points on the other end. It's just been so costly. We talked about how the number might be kind of minimal or, a little below average, but still they've been huge turnovers in the fact that they've really cost them on the other end of the floor.
Peters drives, gets the ball blocked, and Patrick Hopkins able to come up with the rebound. And we do not get a fresh 35, so now there is 15 seconds on the shot clock. Widener for 3, misses. We appear to have been in this time period of things slowing down for the Wildcats. Hussey comes up with it. Bloom with the rebound, he puts it up, and he's going to get fouled.
Boy, you keep attacking the basket, and good things will happen. You see there with number 30, Kevin Bloom, he's got to go to the line, but boy, you got to credit St. Francis. They're not backing down when Patrick Hopkins underneath the basket. He's kind of an intimidating guy down there with his frame, but attack, and it's got a
game against Grace. So if Grace loses tonight, whoever wins this game will be now tied for first. So it is a big game tonight. As we said at the outset, both teams desperately need this win. Bloom now at the free throw line. He makes his first shot. He was fouled by number 12, Taylor Schoen. And you can see that came on this. Hussey shooting over, and on the rebound, Bloom was fouled. And he made both free throws, and it's now 63-61, St. Francis. So we had the lead as much as 5. Now we're down by 2. Patrick Hopkins moving in on the inside. He needs some help. He gets the ball back out to Jordan Widener. Widener drives to his left, and it drops.
Nice use of the left-hand crossover. Patrick Hopkins kind of paved a way down there. A lot of physical play underneath the basket. But Jordan Widener found the path off glass.
Owens trying to drive in on Peters. Patrick Hopkins kicking it away, but the ball then goes to number 40, Dawson, who gets the basket. You got to hand it to St. Francis. This St. Francis team is very athletic. You make a mistake, they're going to make you pay. Foul is called on the Wildcat offensive end by number 44, Brad Sneary. That is his second, teammate. We are definitely in the bonus, and Patrick Hopkins will go to the line and shoot one-on-one.
Interesting. Not too many Cougars in foul trouble as far as in trouble of fouling out in the next couple minutes.
We have 3 with 3 fouls.
Okay, okay. But for IWU, the only one is Parker Stauffer with 4, so kind of evenly distributed fouls somewhat for both teams.
In most games, I think in the majority of our games this season, we have gone to the free throw line far more than the other team, but tonight, that has not been the case. St. Francis is getting to the line more. Patrick Hopkins made his first, misses the second. The ball is bounced around, and Small, he picks it up on David Peters. David Peters is going to get fouled, or he does the fouling, rather.
Maybe a bit of a makeup call there. You see Coach Lacrosse for St. Francis giving the ref an earful over here, just wondering what they're calling underneath the basket. That's such a hard call when they got 2 big men battling underneath.
Small now fouled by Peters. That is Peters' second. It bounces around, a one-on-one, and Patrick Hopkins comes up with it. So the Wildcats down by 1, 65-64. Opportunity for the Wildcats to go back up on this possession. 6:05 remaining in this game. Troyer kicking it over to Peters. We've really seen the Wildcat offense running rather slowly tonight. Comparison, but now Troyer goes in, pulls up, and it gets it.
High off the glass, and that just gets enough to bank back in. Now IWU has to buckle down on the defensive side.
Small now setting up the offense for the Cougars. He gets it to Owens. Peters doing a great job on Owens. He bats the ball away.
It was off Peters' head.
They're going to say that ball went off of Peters.
Yeah.
Parker Stauffer now checking in. He's got 4 fouls. If he can give Patrick Hopkins a couple of good minutes here without fouling, that'll be really helpful down the stretch. George Jones IV injured a little bit ago, so I doubt we're going to see him the rest of the game. And nice turnover. Peters loses control, and we're going to have no jump on that. Owens getting possession. Small doing an amazing job of scrapping for that ball. Sneary tries to get it in, and he tosses it out of bounds. 5:08 remaining. Aaron Martin getting ready to inbound the ball to Derek Troyer. And we're going to call a full timeout, at least Grace. So this is a huge game up there. And meanwhile, we got to take care of our business with 5:05 remaining in the game. Wildcats have a 1-point lead, opportunity to increase it to 3, which in this game is nothing. Parker Stauffer getting the move. He does not get the ball up there well, though. And Hussey getting poked in the eye, it appears, as he's walking back up. Owens now getting the ball over to Small. They have their starting 5 in for the Cougars. They're taking their time as they have all evening. They are willing to do that. A little bit of action between Cone and Martin, with Martin falling down, but nothing called. 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Cone over Stauffer. No shot clock violation, and the rebound goes to Widener. He drives into the lane, doesn't get it up. Hussey coming back the other direction. A 1-on-3 break for the Cougars. He drives. Troyer got a hand on the ball, but nevertheless, he was strong enough to the basket to score 2.
Such a great job by the Cougars all night in transition play. Ethan Hussey, the junior, found a little crevice, and he took it off glass there with the left hand.
Derek Troyer driving in, gets it to Stauffer.
Oh,
and that is going to be it for Parker Stauffer. He just waited a bit too long. And that is going to be his 5th. And so Stauffer gave Hopkins about a good minute-and-a-half rest. A little bit longer would have been nice, but nevertheless, he did get a little bit of a break.
For fouling out.
We lost to them in Upland earlier, so this will be an important game of revenge. And then we finish the season on the 18th on the road at Goshen. And we've been focused on second place, but right behind us is Marion, Goshen, and Huntington all tied for third at 7-7. All right, Owens bringing the ball in. A little bit of pressure by the Wildcats. 3:42 remaining in this game. 1 point advantage for the Cougars. Owens has been rather quiet here in this second half, only having scored 5 points. Small driving, he gets an open lane and misses, but the ball goes off of the Wildcats and the Cougars retain possession. So they'll have a fresh 35, 3:22 remaining in the game, and Owens gets the ball into Small. Small has been absolutely terrific tonight. He's got 15 points on the game. Owens now, Widener on him. Hussey, no good, and Patrick Hopkins strong with the rebound. Dawson ought to be grateful he didn't get the foul on that. And Troyer has the open lane and just takes it. 1 point advantage, Wildcats.
Another lead change. We've seen those often in the last 5 minutes.
Hussey trying to get around Widener. He bounces it to Cone, guarded closely by Patrick. Patrick pushing in on him. Cone wisely deciding to kick the ball back out. 15 seconds on the shot clock for the Cougars. Small taking his time, setting things up, getting the ball to Owens. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Jordan Widener almost getting the steal. And a nice three-point play for Hussey.
Man, they play a great two-man game on the perimeter there. Hussey and Owens really all day tonight.
70, or actually wrong score there, but by 16. So it is a definite. Whoever wins this game tonight will be tied for first place. So the Wildcats, down by 2, have an opportunity to tie this up. Troyer, nice move to the basket.
Big game for Troyer, 19. I think that's his season high for the senior. Certainly showed up early and often tonight.
Q Owens getting ready to check back in for the Cougars. Very brief rest. Hussey being guarded by Peters. Peters doing a great job on defense tonight. Bloom trying to get a step, but Peters comes over immediately. And a turnover by the Wildcats. Excellent defense on that possession. 1:37 remaining, game tied. Possession arrow is in favor of the Wildcats. Troyer driving again, a little bit too much. The ball is out there, gathered by Widener, and we have a fresh 35.
We're up top, Nathan Johnson, Bill Rare, and the crew. Great job.
Always a little awkward when the refs come over while we're on the air, but we're able to work that out, and you're given a row, a front row seat. David Peters, three-pointer, had a wide open shot, rebounded, we weren't able to come down with it, and with the game tied, 1:04 remaining, and now the refs stop play again. They're making sure that everything is all set. The shot clock on this end was not reset, so they're going to put 31 seconds back on that clock. Or are they going to give it 35? Right now it looks like they've got 35 on the shot clock. Back to 15. They need to put 31 on there. 1:04 remaining. There we go. 31 seconds on the shot clock. And now the refs get ready to get action going. Small will bring the ball up with 1:01. Derek Troyer guarding him. This is at least a two-possession ball game. looking more and more likely that we could go into overtime here. Small over on the side, 15 seconds of the shot clock, and St. Francis do a very, very good job of letting the shot clock run down to under 5 seconds and actually converting.
Right. Yeah, no intention of going to call timeout, and now they have about 8 seconds to work with.
Hussey with a long three-pointer, no good, and Jordan Widener is going to bring it down. We've got about a 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So Coach Tonagel calling the team to get the ball over the half-court line. They do, and now they're gonna take this all the way down to the end for the last second shot. We're either going to have a victory or go into overtime as Jordan Widener now is holding on to it. Troyer getting things set up with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Less than a second between shot clock and game shot. Troyer with a basket! 2.4 seconds remaining in the game. Not even a long three-pointer. Three-pointer will do the job. The ball is coming in, and it looks like it's going to be a turnover, and the Wildcats will do it. And with that,